The Book of Enoch is one of the most controversial texts that didn't make it into the Christian Bible, and it's packed with astonishing and unusual facts. For instance, did you know that it claims fallen angels taught women how to use eyeliner and eyeshadow? Or that it lists the names of the 7 archangels and the 20 princes of the fallen angels, the demons? It also describes how these fallen angels had sexual intercourse with human women, producing gigantic offspring called Nephilim. And it even details 4 different hollowed-out places in the underworld for various types of deceased souls. Today, we'll explore 10 of these shocking, weird, and fantastic facts from the Book of Enoch. Stick around until the end to find out what it says about the enormous height of these demonic babies. They make LeBron James look tiny. Fact number 1. The Book of Enoch introduces 200 angels, known as watcher angels or Gregoroi in Greek. These angels were appointed by God to watch over and guide humans. However, they took human wives, lusting after women, and causing them to conceive half-breed giant children, known as Nephilim. Interesting fact number 2. The leader of these 200 watcher angels is named Shemyaza, also spelled Samyaza, Semyaza, or Semijaza. In Hebrew, his name can mean gazer at the heaven, gazer from heaven, or gazer of the name, referring to the name of God. Unlike Satan, Shemyaza is a distinct demon who leads the guardian angels into sinning by having sexual relations with human women. Fearing that the other angels might not follow through, he convinces them to swear an oath. The Book of Enoch describes it like this: "I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin." And they all answered him and said, "Let us all swear an oath, and bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing." And so they all swear on Mount Hermon, "We are going to go and seduce women and have babies with them." Fact number 3. The 200 watcher angels descend, seduce human women, and have children with them. This occurs during the time of Jared, who is the father of Enoch, the alleged author of the book. Jared's story is mentioned in Genesis 5:18, where it states he lived to be 962 years old. During his time, there was great impiety and much fornication, and they went astray in all their ways, became corrupt. According to Enoch, the sexual immorality led by these angels and their giant offspring is what ultimately triggered the great flood during Noah's time. Fact number 4. One of the 200 fallen angels who seduced women is named Azazel. In Scripture, Azazel is also known as the scapegoat. This demon taught humans metallurgy and how to make weapons like swords, spears, and shields. He also taught women how to use pigments for makeup, eyeliner, blush, everything. So, Azazel is specifically blamed for corrupting men for war and women for seduction. Shocking fact number 5. God commands Saint Michael the Archangel, who appears in the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Book of Revelation, to bind the 200 fallen watcher angels and imprison them deep within the earth. Quote, "And the Lord said unto Michael, Go, bind Semyaza and his associates, who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in their uncleanliness. And when the sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, to the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire." This period of 70 generations, mentioned in Enoch, spans from the fall of the angels to the birth of the Nephilim giants, and then to the time of Noah's flood. All right, those are our first 5 fascinating facts about the Book of Enoch. If you're enjoying this and learning a lot, please like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's continue. Number 6. The role of Enoch. According to the Book of Enoch, he was chosen by God to receive visions and prophecies about the end of the world. Interestingly, the Apostle Jude, one of the 12 apostles, quoted Enoch in the New Testament. In Jude chapter 1, verse 14, he says, "And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints." This quote shows that Jude believed in the Book of Enoch, which makes it controversial since it never made it into the New Testament. The Book of Enoch was lost until 1773, when explorer James Bruce returned from Ethiopia with 3 copies. Scholars soon realized this was the same Book of Enoch referenced by Jude. It describes fallen angels mating with women, giving birth to giants called Nephilim, which aligns with details found in Jude, 2 Peter, the Book of Wisdom, and Ecclesiasticus. Fun fact number 7. Enoch reveals that God prefers a solar calendar over a lunar one. In Judaism and the Old Testament, the calendar is based on the lunar cycle, as Moses directed. For example, Passover and other Jewish feasts are calculated based on the moon. However, the Book of Enoch promotes a solar calendar. Notably, Genesis mentions that Enoch lived for 365 years before God took him to heaven. This number, 365, coincides with the days in a solar year, suggesting a preference for a solar calendar. This contrasts with the Jewish lunar calendar. Some scholars even suggest that this calendar conflict could explain timing issues related to Jesus Christ's Last Supper during Holy Week. Interesting fact number 8. The Book of Enoch criticizes the Second Temple in Jerusalem, rebuilt under Ezra and Nehemiah after the Babylonian captivity, claiming it is not pleasing to God. The book describes it as a bad temple, stating, "The Jews, when they returned from exile, reared up that tower, and they began again to place a table before the tower, but all the bread on it was polluted and not pure." Here, the temple is referred to polemically as a tower and the altar as a table, with the bread of presence considered polluted and unacceptable to God. This aligns with the theology found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, where a certain priestly caste distanced themselves from the temple and its sacrifices, believing them invalid. This sheds light on the pre-Christ Jewish messianic expectations and their rejection of the Second Temple. Fact number 9 about the Book of Enoch is its focus on the Son of Man, identified as the Chosen One, the Anointed, the Messiah, and the Righteous One. The descriptions in the Book of Enoch closely match those of Jesus Christ in the New Testament. For instance, the Son of Man is said to sit on a throne of glory, judge the living and the dead, dwell with the righteous, destroy sinners and oppose kings and rulers against God, be a light to the nations, and bring salvation in his name, eventually ushering in an era of peace. However, chapter 71 reveals a surprising twist. The angel tells Enoch, "You are the Son of Man." Some scholars, like R.H. Charles, find this confusing and suggest a possible textual corruption or missing paragraphs, arguing that Enoch saw a third person, likely Jesus, as the Son of Man, rather than identifying himself as such. The 10th interesting fact about the Book of Enoch is its detailed depiction of the underworld, known as Sheol in Hebrew, Hades in Greek, and Hell in English. It describes 4 hollowed-out places assigned to different kinds of people. One of these places is illuminated and bright, known as Paradise, with a bright fountain and light, a pleasant place. The other 3 are dark, one for the worst sinners, another for murder victims who can testify against their murderers, and the third for less grievous sinners who weren't righteous but also not entirely evil, residing in a sort of lesser hell. In the Book of Enoch, we learn about a place called Dudael, also known as the Cauldron of God, which lies beneath 4 deep chambers. This fiery pit is where St. Michael casts down the wicked angels, including the 200 who seduced women and fathered giants. The New Testament refers to this place as Gehenna, and 2 Peter calls it Tartarus, the dungeon where the Titans were punished. Those are the 10 fascinating facts about the Book of Enoch. But before you go, I have another video coming up where I'll explore the 7 names and functions of the 7 archangels as revealed in the Book of Enoch. So, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when that video is released. Now, for the bonus. How tall were the Nephilim giants? According to 1 Enoch chapter 7, the Nephilim were a staggering 300 cubits tall. You might be wondering, what's a cubit? Well, a cubit is about 18 inches, making these giants roughly 450 feet tall. It's almost unbelievable. Interestingly, Noah's Ark was also 300 cubits long. Could there be an allegorical connection here? These are some of the most intriguing, fun, and shocking facts about the Book of Enoch. Did I miss anything? Leave a comment below. I love reading your thoughts and engaging with you, so please join the conversation. Remember, Jesus said, "You are the light of the world and the salt of the earth, so go out there and be salty." Thank you for watching this video on the Book of Enoch. I have many more videos on this and other apocalyptic topics. If you enjoyed this, please like the video and consider subscribing for more content. Check out my latest videos, including one on Joe Rogan's 5 objections against Jesus Christ and another on the Nephilim giants as demon spirit babies of fallen angels and women. God bless.